You see that? Yeah, his old man in a bottle. I trying to quit his 9 to 5. He drink full time, and now he's living in a bottle. See that black boy over there running scared. His old man got a problem, and it's a bad one. He ain't done pawned off damn near everything. His old woman waiting for bottom. And don't you think? Hey, folks. Welcome back to. I'm doing a little vignette today. It's Saturday, Cinco de Mayo 2018. I love it. It's a great time to do a little piece. I just felt like doing something today because it's been an interesting day. I got up, read the Wall Street Journal, and this was the lead story of the day. Jobless rate is at a 17-year low. That's 2001. That's back at 9/11 rates, folks. 9/11 time. I love it. And let me just say this for breaking it down on a racial basis. The Black unemployment is the lowest it's been in recorded time, I think. Hispanic unemployment, lowest it's ever been in recorded time. It will be interesting, and I'm going to do this over the weekend to do some research about those numbers and the history behind those numbers. I think it'll be interesting to figure out. And that's one of the things that, see, Kanye West can't do, because Kanye West is not an intellectual. Kanye West is a rapper. Kanye West said something so bizarre about slavery, I'm not even going to deal with that until tomorrow. But friends are calling me going, I can't believe that the president's meeting with entertainers and rappers trying to think that somehow these people are going to influence Black voters. They're not. Remember this, Trump people and politicians and television pundits. Over 60% of rap music is bought by white kids. Black people don't like rap. So if 60% of white kids are buying the music, let's just say Hispanics, you got 30, 35%. So right there, that's 90%. So what's that leaving you for Black kids buying rap? They don't, most of the people that I know who are Black, young, old, don't like rap music and don't care for rappers. That's a white thing, because they get to pigeonhole us and, make out like we're stupid, like Snoop Dogg. What damn degree does Snoop Dogg have? What books has Snoop Dogg ever read? I'm sorry. I like Snoop. I think Snoop's a great guy in some respects, but he's a ghetto dude. He's made some money, so he's cleaned up his act. But, here's a guy who walks around smoking reefer all the time talking about, hey, I got a buzz, I'm cool. And, I got my little football team. Please, sorry. Brodus may be a nice guy. Snoop Dogg, hey, it's like the boys, it's like Tupac. Loved Tupac, loved his music. Reason I like Tupac and his music, he was intellectual. The boy was schooled. He was schooled by his mom and his dad, who were both Black Panthers, and both politically and savvy and well-read. Okay? See, the Panthers weren't gangsters like these rappers. They didn't belong to the Bloods and the Crips. See, and that's the thing, and I talk about this all the time, that white folks have allowed criminal gangs to exist in the Black neighborhood while they destroy groups that are self-help groups in the Black community. But we're not going to go into that right now. What we're going to go into today is the fact that Donald Trump is doing so well, and people are angry. People are angry that the president's doing so well. I get calls when I sent this out in the picture that the jobless rate is at a 17-year low. And people said that's because of Barack Obama's policies. That's a damn lie. And I'll tell you why that's a damn lie. Because companies came out and overtly and subvertly under Barack's administration sent jobs out of the country and hoarded money offshore. The other thing you have to deal with is that under Barack's administration, he let more illegals in, which meant more remittances were being sent out of the country. I'm over in Europe, right? I'm in London, and I'm reading the Financial Times, and I'm reading the International Herald. And when you read the International Herald, you get a whole different perspective about what's going on in the country. So I'm reading International Herald. This is like 2008, 2009. And I come across this piece where America is sending like $120 billion in remittances out of the country. What that means is that those are dollars when someone gets paid, they go to Western Union and they send the money out of the country. The number one country to get money is China. Number two is India. Number three is Mexico at 30 billion. I think China gets 52 billion and India gets 48 billion. Why do we have all these people here sending money out of our country? Why can't Americans get jobs? And Zuckerberg, that little punk, is always talking about how great foreigners are. He needs to be punched in the nose. But you know what? What we need to do, because if you listen to my show yesterday, Dan Perkins was talking about how Facebook censored his books and censored his commentary on Facebook. They did the same thing to my good friend Sidney Powell, who wrote License to Lie. But she's back. She's back with a video. In fact, Amazon borrowed her book. Barred, Barred, barred her book. Banned would be a better word, I guess. Banned, banned her book. But they barred her from doing any business and banned her from doing any business on Amazon. And the same thing happened on Facebook to my friend Dan Perkins. And this term liar, I want to address that for just a second, because this is going to be a short vignette. I'm not going to do a whole hour here. I'm just going to do a few minutes. This morning, I'm listening to television, and people are constantly calling Donald Trump a liar. A liar. No one lied more than Barack Obama. If Barack Obama's lips were moving, the man was lying. Remember when he said, we're going to have shovel-ready jobs with this $17 billion I'm putting in the economy. And then he came on TV and said, well, I guess those jobs weren't so shovel-ready, were they? Ha, 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 ha. Nothing's funny, Barack. He took away people's health care. People were decimated and are decimated. He lied about Obamacare, and he said, well, if I told you the truth, then you wouldn't have supported going along with Obamacare. And then I hear some moron on CNN say that, well, yeah, a family in Ohio got $1,000 bonus, but they had to spend it on the health insurance premium going up in Ohio because the Trump administration said it wasn't going to support Obama. That had nothing to do with raising the premiums in Ohio for Medicare or Medicaid. Nothing. But these people lie. These white liberals and black. So I don't know what these black folks are. They don't know if they're, because most black people are not liberal. Even if they're Democrat, they're not liberal. They don't even understand that they're so stupid. Yeah, I said stupid. Most black people who are Democrat are stupid. There's no reason for a black person in America to be a member of the Democrat Party. And I didn't say Democratic because, see, that gets it confused. You want to be a Democrat. You want to be Democratic because you believe in the democratic system. No, these people are Democrats. And Democrats are the party of the races. Always has been, always will be. And by the way, that included the Kennedys and Lyndon Baines Johnson and Jimmy Carter and what's his name? Clinton. Racist. And Barack Obama. Barack Obama was the biggest racist ever. Hated black people, closed black schools, would do nothing for black people because he doesn't like black people. He's just like his racist ass grandma. I'm just saying. Don't take my word for it. Google what I'm saying. And by the way, everybody's going after Donald Trump getting some sex from a woman. Okay? He had sex with a woman that wasn't his wife. So what? That's between he and Melania. They got a dang on thing to do with us or him being president. And you show me a president who likes women and who likes sex, I'll show you a pretty good damn president. I can go down the list. I thought Nixon was a pretty good president. Who knows what kind of sex life he had with his wife. And it's a shame that I can't call Nixon's wife's name. Um, God, Betty was Ford. What was Nixon's name? She was a nice, excuse me, nice woman though. Was it Nancy Reagan? That was Nancy Reagan. Pat Nixon. That was her name, Pat Nixon. Wonderful woman, wonderful woman. But we sit here and we look at these people and they're on TV and they're just disrespecting President Trump. And I think Trump's doing a good job. He spoke at a tax reform event today, and let me play a little clip of what he had to say, which I thought was just outstanding.
They always say this: how are we doing now compared to the election? And so far, the answer's always been better or much better every place. So we're doing great. And we just had a couple of meetings with some of the folks, and I'll tell you what, we have great people in this state. This is a very, very special place. So this is a little bit of a business roundtable today. We're going to be talking with Secretary Alex Acosta, Congressman Jim Renacci, who's, as you know, running for the Senate. He'll be fantastic. I've known him for a long time. I've known Jim for a long time, and he agrees with what we're doing, and he agrees. So you look at the steel plants, and steel mills are starting to open again. I just left the president of United States Steel, and he said it's incredible what's happening. And, we did a thing called tariffs, and we did it on steel and aluminum, and we're doing a lot of other things. My group just got back from China. We're going to have to rework trade with China because that's been a one-way street for decades, and we just can't have it.
Cut off the spigot. Cut it off. And I tell you, I love it. I love it. As people just got back from China, and the Chinese don't like it. They know that they can't afford to have a military. They can't afford a military buildup without our money. They can't afford to have a buildup without our companies over there providing manufacturing and stealing our technology. How does China come up with a stealth fighter? I mean, really? Now, this morning, we learned that they're investing how many trillion? Several $billion in chip manufacturing business. Where is it? I just read that, and here it is. China cement $47.4 billion to spur development in the semiconductor industry, and it seeks to close the technology gap with the U.S. and other rivals. The Chinese is investing $47 billion. And they want us to buy their chips. Are we stupid? We have Navy ships running into each other. We have Navy ships that turn literally on a dime, can't avoid a big cargo ship. Something's going on with that. I talked to my buddies who are in the Navy who are surface warfare guys, and we all know, I was a former naval officer, by the way. We all know there's no way that these ships should be getting hit by a slow-moving cargo ship. Hello. Anyway, the issue becomes, and has become, and it still is, people out here are lying on the president. And like I said, so what if he had sex with a prostitute? That's his business. I would like to get into that business if she let me. Oops, did I say that? Yeah, I did. But let's pull a John McCain. Speaking of John McCain, let me cut that down the sound for me. Just wanted to kill that so that the majority of that siren didn't come through. We're not soundproof here. But look, John McCain is convalescing out in Arizona, and people are going by to see him. And cut the siren off, dudes. Jesus, these guys, man. Anyway, so people are going by to see John McCain at his ranch, his Hidden Valley Ranch, and he said he still regrets not having Lieberman as his running mate. And I get that. But guess what? Nobody told this guy to pick Sarah Palin. I mean, Sarah Palin, a woman. People don't get it. Here in America, we don't want a woman president yet because we don't see any on the horizon who are capable of doing the damn job. Um, McCain said he had several things that he expressed sorrow for. In he has a new documentary and a new book coming out, and he calls the decision not to pick Lieberman another mistake that he made in his political career, a self indictment that includes his involvement in the Keating Five savings and loan scandal. How he escaped that without going to jail, I don't know, and his reluctance to speak out during his 2000 presidential bid about the Confederate flag flying above the South Carolina Capitol. Well, the reason he didn't speak out against that was because he didn't want to piss off the white folks in South Carolina who he thought he could carry. He didn't understand that people wanted John McCain. And regardless, he had stood. But see, this is the other thing you need to know about John McCain that you may not know about the McCain family. The McCain family is from Meridian, Mississippi, or thereabouts. They, during the Civil War, they had a large plantation with a lot of slaves. After the Civil War, after the Civil War, John McCain's grandfather had to make a living, so he pledged allegiance. He joined the Navy and pledged allegiance to the United States of America because he had been a Confederate, and that began their long legacy of serving in the United States Navy. Now, John McCain was so dumb. You know, he had dad. Two of his, I think his dad is his granddad and his great grandfather were admirals or some craziness like that. But anyway, John McCain was so dumb. He was vying for position as the GOAT at the academy. That's the lowest ranked academy member. Serious. Look it up. So, John McCain, from my black friends who were in Hanoi Hilton, yeah, there were black men in Hanoi Hilton. There were pilots who'd been shot down, a guy named John Cherry, a guy named Norris Charles. There are numerous. There are about 15, 20 black guys that got shot down and spent time in Hanoi Hilton. So they all had very bad things to say about John McCain and his racist Mississippi behind. So the McCain family, if you don't believe me, look this up. The McCain family has a reunion every year, and the black and the white McCains get together in Meridian, Mississippi to celebrate who they are because they're all related in some fashion, way, or form. Because the slave owners breeded with the slave women. Now, what was his wife doing? The slave owner's wife doing? She was doing something. That's how you get those little light babies out here. But here, anyway, especially with the slave owner and the slave woman. So anyway, long story short, um, John has a history in the South and of the South. And being a naval officer, I'm sure he wasn't too uh, racially enlightened, to be polite. So I don't have a lot of affinity for John McCain. I always liked his maverickism sometimes, but lately, since 2000, since his run against Barack Obama, I think he's been very off. His outbursts have been very, and his topics and his issues that he's fought for and fought against have been very outdated and out of place and ill-timed. Um, especially when he came and cast the last vote on DACA. Sorry, DACA needs to end. These kids need to be deported, and this needs to send a message to their lawless parents that yeah, you messed up my life with your lawless BS. I mean, these are people who are so dumb and so stupid they can't even learn English. So they're taking jobs and opportunities away from Latina Americans. And I'm talking about people born here, been here for generations, just like black people, just like white people. I am not a fan of illegal immigration from Africa, from Canada, from Europe, from South America, from Asia. They all need to go home and they all need to be penalized because, see, what people don't understand is that when you come here illegally, it's a felony. If you get deported and come back, you're a felon. The guy who killed, what's her name over there? Angie. I think they call it the Angie's Law or something, where the illegal immigrant shot that little girl on San Francisco Bay. He was a felon. He'd been deported 6 times. So why have this guy back? Enforce the damn law. There's a reason we have laws. But see, Democrats selectively enforce laws. They want to put black folks in jail, and they talk about separation of families. This is the best one. I know black people who've been in jail for a year because they couldn't afford a $2,000 bond or a $1,000 bond. They're sitting in jail, separated from their families. Who cares? Nobody. No one. But these immigrants, oh, we're separating them. To hell with these immigrants and to hell with these Democrats. And that's why I say any black person who's a Democrat is what? Stupid. Stupid. I'm leaving the S off. Stupid. Anyway, hey, look, that's my rant on this Cinco de Mayo day. I got to get out in the sunshine. I got to get out and enjoy this day and get this uploaded on the online. Share it. Share this rant. Tune in my station, Red State Talk Radio, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. It's short because we're working on a book and a documentary. So, hey, thank you. Thank you so much. Be sure to pass it on. Charles Butler signing out. Let me play this. Bam. Here we go. Okay.